Hey guys, welcome to the Big Talk with Austin, your monthly podcast episode where we talk about everything that has happened the month of May or whatever month that you guys are listening this into. Carson is back for this. He was not able to join us last month. Tyler covered his spot for that one.
Thanks,
Tyler
Tyler.
did a terrible job. No, I'm joking. He did fine.
We fired him.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
just 1 month's like, get him out. But yeah, you were in Ireland. How was Ireland?
It was great. Very Irish, if you were
Uh,
to ask me.
Are they nice
Just
people?
kidding. Yeah, I thought the Irish people are very kind. Their
How,
food is very good.
what do they think on movie wise? Are they very political on
You know what's really
movies?
weird? I saw like no movie posters, not a lot of cinemas in general. The
Uh,
only movie poster I saw, and Austin, I'll send it to you so that you have it, was a Kung Fu Panda 4
oh,
poster on the side of like a 1600s building. It was pretty sweet. So I was envisioning Jack Black was gonna like pop out and start singing, but he did not.
they could
So,
not promote a better movie.
good question. I don't know. Apparently, they really like Kung Fu Panda though, because
Yeah.
I saw a few kids' backpacks as well.
Oh,
So,
it did well. I mean, it made $500 million at the box office off a $80 million budget. But
well, which is crazy because it was probably the weakest or one of the weaker of the films.
I would say
So,
it's probably the weakest. I don't remember
really?
3, but I don't.
Yeah, I thought three was worse than I thought it went one, two, four, three in terms of goodness, but
Well, that's not
that's
really
not a
saying.
topic
It's not saying. It's not
though.
saying much between them.
Being
That's
yeah, being
like,
better than bad isn't that good. But
yeah.
it's been
But
so long since I've been on the show. Look at my hair is like
yeah, and now you're also recording this in the middle of the desert as well. I don't know how you're doing that. How's the
I
how's the Wi-Fi out there?
pretty good.
Oh,
It's
okay.
5G, pretty
Uh,
good. So
But yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying this, whatever you're listening on. If you're just watching this on the YouTube channel, or if you're listening to this on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, welcome. Which I'll also throw Tyler's production page also again back down onto in the description there. So go check that out. But
sweet.
moving on to our first
I'm
topic.
excited.
Speaking of just garbage films, um, I have not liked the Fast and the Furious movies in a while. Um, I
They're
I
so good.
I like the first two, and 5 and 7 are pretty good, but Tokyo Drift, honestly, I'll give Tokyo Drift gets a lot of hate, but I actually do I get some enjoyment from that film. But overall, after they just went into the spy direction and going into space, I'm like, okay, this is just stupid. I like my action fun, but this is like you guys went from street racing to this. That's like if I don't know if Iron Man went from a I don't know, a guy in prison that ate a lot of cheeseburgers and next became Iron Man, which I guess in that term that technically did happen with Robert Downey Jr. But I'm just saying put that as his character arc. But Fast and 11 apparently has been delayed, and most likely it's just because of the strikes. Um, I think they're
It's not
supposed.
because they want to reevaluate
Oh,
that
probably
they
that
could make a
too.
better movie.
I mean, like from my understanding that they are giving Fast 11, which is supposed to be the final one now. They were thinking about doing 12, but after not the failure, but the less successful Fast 10, they're like, all right, we're gonna make this one the last one, and we're gonna give you a less budget because the last one I believe was like $300 million on its budget,
Oh my
and it
gosh.
didn't even make it back in the box office. It made like,
Here, I got you. Real life fact checking.
oh
So
gosh,
Fast and Furious 10. We like to fact check here on the review.
yes.
All right, let's see. So the budget was 340 million.
Oh my God.
The box office ended up making 714 million though.
Yeah, but so it broke even, but it never made really much money from it. So it broke even, but
That's what it's saying they made double. I don't know how true that is. We got to check the numbers.
I don't
But
well, I don't know how true
uh,
that is because you would have to not only you have to make it would have to make $680 million at the box office to break even. And next it would have to, and next whatever it makes after that is like added on to it. So it's a box office flop practically.
I mean, for how well known the franchise is, it probably should have done better. Although I would say they just couldn't pull a fast one on people
Yeah.
anymore. People got wise to how bad it was.
Yeah. I mean,
Let's see.
this one was supposed to come out next year, but and I think they were supposed to film it this year, but because of everything that's going on with it and the strikes, they just like, all right, we're gonna push it
I
back.
just they should have stopped after the fifth one.
They
Am
should
I
have
the only
stopped
one who
after
thinks that?
7. I mean, if they stopped after the 5th one, Paul might be still alive. But
Okay.
um,
So the Fate of the Furious, which is number 8, I
yeah,
believe. Okay, so that one did over 1 billion in the box office. So
yeah.
you see a pretty good drop off because tickets have only been more expensive and their budget has gone up. So yeah, I don't know what Universal is thinking, but they
Well, I
should
think
look at this and go, eh.
yeah, I think that's what Universal is doing with cutting the budget down on the last one and making 11 the last one. And so, but that also explains what about the Rock movie? Spoiler alert, but I guess the in the post-credit scene, the Rock makes a cameo and say and talk and like
Huh.
it's hinting at like, him and going up against Jason Momoa type of film as well. And I like the thing is, it's like how and I believe there's a quote from like one of the producers. And it's about taking it back to basics, which is basically like street racing. But how do you go from what you just did in 10 back to street racing?
You don't. It doesn't make any sense.
So I don't like and like are you just gonna forget
Yeah.
about the whole entire plot line where Jason Momoa is trying to kill Dom and his family, but not Paul Walker, but just Dom's family. So because
Yeah, I think what they've done is they've just created
a, a
let's throw people in here and throw money and hope people go see it.
What they should
So,
do is just have everyone be dead, but Dom and XE just goes to street racing for guilt. I
oh,
don't
you
know.
mean where he goes, family, my
Yeah.
family is
Yeah,
gone, and
see,
then cries.
you know how the I don't know if you did you see the movie?
Which one? The
The
10th
10th.
one?
Yeah, did you go see it?
Honestly, they all blend together. I probably did, and I
Okay.
probably fell asleep, like I
Well,
did in a few of the movies I've seen this year.
one of the characters in the movie was driving like the newest DeLorean. Like I don't like they're coming back with
Oh,
the
the
DeLorean.
electric vehicle one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what they're gonna do? They're gonna go back in time and save everyone. So, his catchphrase instead of saying like where we're going, we're not gonna need roads, he's gonna say where we're going, we're not gonna need roads. We're gonna need family. We got family.
Oh
That's
gosh.
that's gonna be his quote line.
I hope you didn't write the movie because that was so bad. That's so
It
terrible.
works for the movie.
It's probably good enough to be in the movie. You're right.
Yeah.
So,
So there you go.
you know,
Freebie
I
Universal.
I hope they do. I hope they do well. Just because. No, I hope they do horrible, so they just cancel everything forever. Never mind.
Yeah.
Just I hope nobody go and see it. Nobody.
Yeah.
Just just
And they want to do another spinoff where it's just female casts because this is what Brie Larson is pushing, and I don't. That's yeah.
I thought she was mad and she didn't want people to see her movie
I
or
think she's.
something.
I just think she's an idiot. I'm gonna get a lot of hate, but
I mean,
the stuff
she's
that she
got
says on like interviews is stupid. I don't like what she says on interviews. I think she just is not very good at interviewing.
for me, I would just say, even if everybody hated every movie that I was in, just send me a paycheck. I'm okay. So
Yeah.
I don't think anybody goes home and goes, "Oh no, I made my millions." People don't like my movie. I'd be like, "Who cares?" So
Yeah,
put me in every Adam Sandler remake movie. Just pay me well, and I'll be in them.
well,
So,
if it's thrown on Netflix, you ain't making any money. So,
oh, that's true.
yeah. I don't know if
Well,
you want to be on Netflix. Do you want to be in the Happy
spe-
Gilmore sequel?
sure. I
Yeah.
would love to be in that movie.
I would be
I'll
the
be
golf
the
club.
I was just thinking that I'll be the golf ball then.
Yeah.
You can be the
Yeah.
club. So, yeah, it'll definitely be something. But
Uh,
you know,
uh,
it's really interesting. I was looking, whenever you send out the topics, Austin, and we talk
mm,
about them, I was looking at some of them, and some of them I'm super excited for, and
something
others
different.
I'm like, wow, they're still going through with this, or they're still creating this movie or writing the script. And then
Yeah.
it reminds me that I'm semi-sane. My hair doesn't look sane, but I'm semi-sane. Some of these writers, though, ugh, I don't know what they're writing or producing. So
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. The later topics are not that much fun to talk about. That's why they're at the bottom. So
I thought they were good. Man, now I'm sad. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm actually
um
excited to talk about this next topic, though.
yeah, let us know in the comment section below what you think about Fast 11. What do you think it's going to be? And if it will ever come out.
Can we say the over under? Tell us how many times you think Dom is going to say
Family.
family.
How
Yeah.
instead, you know how there's like kill counts on YouTube, like people make like
Yeah,
kill count.
yeah.
They should do a family count of how many times he says family just throughout the
If
franchise.
he says family over 20 times, I will put that number of children on the back of my car. So it'll
Oh my
just be like
gosh.
little stick figure stick figure family.
Little Vin Diesels as well. Put like Vin Diesel's faces on them.
Okay, okay, I'll work on it. So,
Uh,
drop in the comments how many you think are gonna, or how many you think he's gonna say. The closest person to that gets $1 billion of Monopoly money.
oh, okay. So get in contact with McDonald's on that one. Um,
Yeah, sure.
yeah, because they used to do that after the whole scandal situation that happened. But the next topic though, I'm actually looking forward to this. I keep trying I not really defend this movie, but I play devil's advocate really with it.
Okay, okay.
But the so James Gunn at in this month dropped like a picture of Superman. What's the actor's name that's playing
Uh,
Superman?
Corn Sweet or Corn Sweat? I don't know how to say his last name. I'm gonna be honest.
But like to be honest, the picture itself, I'm not a really big fan of. I get what they're going for, but the picture I'm not really a big fan of. But I do like the suit. I actually do really like the suit because a lot of people have been complaining about how like if you zoom in on it that like it looks beaten up, he looks like he doesn't want to go save the city against like, oh great, I gotta go save the city. Clearly you can see that the dude's just got out of fight, he's hurt. And so I don't and you're getting and people complain it's a it's just a picture. We haven't
Yeah.
seen a trailer, we haven't seen the movie, and people are like, oh I'm gonna boycott this movie. And it's like
Uh,
shut up.
it's weird though, because if this movie by James Gunn is even half as good as Guardians of the Galaxy, it'll be a pretty solid movie for
Yeah.
DC.
I think this movie will make
So
$500 million, and that's pretty much it.
no, it's got to make more than that. James
No,
Gunn is going to get people to go. I
well, I know, but the movie needs to
If it
make
doesn't make a
500.
billion dollars, they're going to be sad.
Oh,
So
well, I already know for a fact because with the state of the DCU, the DC is in, this first movie is not going to make that $1 billion. It's just simply not going to be. It's
yeah,
gonna,
I
it's
know.
it's just
Wishful
gonna make
thinking.
it's just gonna make $500 million at the box office. But I do like the suit. I do like there's some wrinkle into it. At first, I was like, I don't know how I feel about it, but it is very different from the suit that we've been seeing recently from the other Man of Steel movie or even the Superman show, like the Superman and Lois show. They even have like the tight suit on there. So I do like the suit. People have been calling it like a motorcycle, which is, I mean, whatever. Um, but it's just funny when it's whenever like you see the first suit like come out, like photos of the suit coming out,
Oh yeah, yeah.
people complain about like why did they change the suit? Why do they do that? It's like, do you not know that they do that a lot in the comic books? I'm pretty sure they just changed it recently in the comic books. Why are you not complaining to them about
Well,
it?
and that's the thing too, is I think there's some creativity that needs to happen, right? Give some leeway.
Yeah.
But then also understand that it doesn't have to be exactly like everything that we've ever wanted.
Yeah.
And I think that's where James Gunn is really going to thrive. Is he has a little bit different of a taste. You think about his movies that he's done, like Scooby Doo. He did
Oh,
a
yeah.
Brightburn. I think it was
That
Brightburn,
was his
and
brother.
then also, oh, was it? Okay,
Yeah. Still
I
pretty
couldn't
good movie.
remember.
He
Yeah,
produced
but
it.
you think about like their family, they're very creative.
Yeah.
So I'm excited because, you know, give him the reins to do stuff. And I think you're going to get much better content than we've seen from DC for like 10 years.
Yeah,
Um,
and the people that keep saying like bring back the Snyderverse, it's like it's been how long
uh,
since.
he got done dirty. That was bad.
Well, yes,
They,
I'll agree that he got done dirty, but even he doesn't want to do it anymore. Like,
well, I mean, it's probably because he had such a bad experience because the Snyder cut wasn't that bad.
well, I mean, it's
It,
literally the same exact movie as the Justice League, just longer.
oh, I thought it was better, but
Well, no, I mean, like,
yeah,
I think it is better, but it's literally the same exact movie, and so,
sure. But I
um,
mean, the length actually helped in that case. But
I
no,
just don't,
I think,
I just don't like Zack
oh,
Snyder that much because the thing is, even I don't even like BVS. I do not like that movie. Even its director's cut, I don't even like that because
really?
no, I really don't. It adds a little bit to it, but I just don't like someone interjecting themselves into a situation. It's like, hey, we need a reason why these two fight. Just have them fight because they don't like each other. We don't need Luther interjecting this message because they, I don't know, because he doesn't like Superman for some.
Oh,
That's
that was such a great. No, I'm just kidding.
no.
I didn't think it
Um,
was great, but it
but
wasn't bad. It was. I just liked that that Wonder Woman ended up showing up for a little bit. That was
yeah,
pretty cool.
she was cool. But Zack Snyder, he has a problem with like if you agree to with a movie being like a certain runtime, it's your job as the director to make it work in that runtime. And every time he decides to make a movie under 2 hour or under, I don't know, like 2.5 hours, he always sucks. And people are like, well, it'd be always better with the director's cut. Well, why did he not agree originally with?
Yeah, but you're right though, because part of being a good director is being able to film something within a specific time frame.
Yes.
So
And
yeah, I
director's cut lose that, have lost that create. They're there to basically be that, what's the best way to put it? Like video games now. It's like, oh, it's just an update. There you go. It's a nice little update. It makes it better. It used to director's cut used to be like something additional. It's like, oh, this, it's like, okay, I really like that movie, but now I can watch it even more bits to make it even better.
well,
That
yeah, they're adding, but the overall sentiment, whether Snyder, Gunn, whoever that ends up being, um, Kevin, uh, I always say his name wrong, but you look at it and
Kevin
you think,
Feige.
yeah,
Uh,
Feige, whatever is his name, yeah.
yeah.
Names are not my strong suit. I hope everybody begins to realize this, but I think any of them can strike gold. It's remaining consistent to like what fans want, but also just spending the time. If the movie's not ready, don't push out a movie that doesn't have good story or
Yeah.
plot. It just, yeah, I that's why I really like the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I felt like they took a really good amount of time in between each of them, and they were very, very well thought out.
Yeah. And James Gunn has come out, well, now like movies is all subjective opinion, but from me, I think James Gunn hasn't had like recently a movie failure. People say like um Suicide Squad was a failure because of the because it only made a certain amount of money at the box office. For one, that was dropped out during COVID and released same day on HBO Max when AT or whatever was on at the time
Yeah,
of was being stupid with HBO Max. And I really like the Suicide Squad movie. I find that movie to be a lot of fun.
it
And so
has a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's interesting.
yeah. And so it's just I don't and people wishing something to fail because they just want it to fail. And it's like I don't get that mindset. Even DC fans, people I know, I've talked to you about this exact situation. People that someone just really wants this to fail because they don't like James Gunn. It's like really even the, if you're a fan of something, do you not want to
Yeah,
support it and hope that it's good even though you don't like the guy that's running it?
or well, you would think so because otherwise, if stuff starts to flop, they're not going to make any more of those. They don't. Yeah, I saw this one. I was looking back because I was like, I couldn't remember if I saw it. Um, and I think I remembered seeing it because I think it was a little bit more gory than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, James Gunn, I really hope he does a great job.
I'm
I
not
hope
saying
that
that
the
this movie's
actors
going to
they
come out
pick.
and be great, but I'm just hoping that it's good. And people are like, how dare you support that? It's like hoping that
Oh,
something's
yeah, I'm
good.
gonna support. I hope it's really good. So, and speaking of which, well, first off, we need people to weigh in because I'm curious to hear if people are excited for Superman or not. We're also gonna say runtime is it gonna be over 2 hours. Vote yes, vote no. Let us know
Yeah.
what you think. It'll probably be three. Just
Oh
kidding.
my
But
gosh.
this next portion, though, this is by far my favorite topic that we're going to talk about all night.
Yes.
So
This is
I
a guy.
really want, oh, it's so good. I
Yeah.
just really want to hear what everybody thinks about this one. So if you don't listen to anything, everybody, we want you to listen to this topic because I'm most excited to hear about this one.
Yeah. For some reason, Nicolas Cage likes to disappear and X come out of nowhere and have all these projects that just come out. And
Hmm.
so like he recently had a movie called not Barbarian. That was a good movie. But the I forget why am I blanking the name of the movie? I
The
literally
Dracula one?
no, it was this year. Where he was in
Oh,
a like a horror film. I don't know why I'm blanking. Arcadian. That's what it was called.
yes,
Arcade.
yes, yes,
It
yes,
was
yes.
fucking awful. I hated it. It was the worst thing
Oh my,
it, it was the worst thing I've seen from Nicolas
that
Cage.
is that is not what I expected you to say. Wait, you didn't like that? I think the worst. I'm trying to think what movie it was.
He did have a Western movie too, and that was awful too.
I think
Uh,
the worst movie I've ever seen him in is what was it? Uh
Describe it to me.
it was the one he
Was
was
it
in
the
like
Flash for that 2 second cameo that he had?
no.
Oh, uh,
Um it was Left Behind, the one
yeah,
from
that was pretty bad.
2014.
That
That was the worst movie I
Christian
think I've
movie.
ever seen. Yeah, that was the worst movie I think I've ever seen him in. And because
I
he's been in some pretty good movies.
yeah, he can make a bad movie good. Like he can make a but he does have movies where it just simply just fails, and Arcadian was one of those. I have a review on the channel. You guys can go check it out. But this one thing that that he's working on, I'm really excited for, is that he's coming back to play Spider-Man Noir,
Oh,
but he's not only just coming back to play him, they're giving him a live action TV show, which I'm curious how they're gonna do that when it comes to special effects. I'm curious if they're just going to give it like a black and white filter, excuse me, over it, or if they're going to actually add some Spider-Verse effects to it. But this, he's a great actor, so I think he will do a perfect job with the role. I think a lot of people were disappointed because like they want, I don't know why, but whenever don't read comments on social media. They're usually stupid. But there's a lot of people saying like, "Oh, what Nicolas Cage can't play a 19-year-old?" Like, who said that Spider-Man Noir was 19?
first
So
off, well, that's why I'm interested. It's going to be an older version of Spider-Man. I mean, dude's 60 years old,
yeah,
but it's the idea that he plays the voice and the mannerisms. He'll fit perfectly. It's going to be if he plays like that national treasure, Ghost Rider meets detective.
yeah.
He's going to be great. He's
I
going to be
want like
awesome.
actual like noir detective like scenes in this show, and it's coming from Amazon, who is which is I kind of find strange that they're not letting Disney do this at all, like not like because like Sony and Disney have this deal with Spider-Man. It's like I would expect them to put it on Disney Plus, but no. So Amazon's doing it, which I think it's probably better for consumers because Amazon probably can spend the money. And so
I agree. Amazon's been willing to spend money. They've been doing a good job on that.
yeah,
So
but making terrible shows like Lord of the Rings.
I liked that show.
Did that
You
did
oh
that trailer come out for a second season this month? I guess it did. Uh,
oh, I didn't
okay.
even look. You know, it's really interesting. For me, Yes. Excuse me. My goodness. That's how I feel when I walk out of bad shows like Halo.
Yeah.
For me, the Lord of the Rings show was entertaining. Did it
In a
follow the book?
like an
Not
entertaining
really.
bad way, like you can laugh at it. Like
No,
type
I thought it was pretty good. The
oh
visuals, visually, it was stunning. It was a
yeah.
fantastic show. Acting left a lot to be desired. So,
Yeah.
but
Um, I don't know. I'm curious what they're gonna do with it. We don't really know much about it. I don't.
he'll be great. He's gonna channel his Into the Spider-Verse energy and he's gonna crush it. And he's gonna do so well. He's gonna get a trilogy. Actually,
Yeah.
no, he's gonna get four movies, and he'll be
Yeah.
the first Spider-Man to get four movies.
Well,
Just
actually,
kidding.
Tom Holland would be the first one, but
Well, solo movies,
oh,
solo.
okay. But is would this be like the first time, I mean, at least me personally, to see a voice actor go into, well, he's not really a voice actor, but like someone that did a voice, like voice a character go into a live action version of it, of that character.
I don't know. That's a good question. We'd have to look into that.
I think that's like the first time, at least me personally, that's seen that. Because I've never seen. Oh well, I guess The Rock will be this another one with the Moana remake. So there's that. But me personally, I haven't seen that. So like even that's pretty cool. Like he did a really good job just from the voice acting parts. Like, hey man, just come play live action. Because
oh,
he's
I
that good
got
at
you.
the voice acting that he can probably even do it even better in live action.
Bo-Katan from Star Wars: The Clone Wars. She also played it in Mandalorian. Kevin Conroy
Was she in
played,
Clone Wars?
yeah,
What was
she
she in
is.
Clone
Kevin
Wars?
Conway played Batman in the animated series and Crisis on Infinite Earths. Uh, Merle Dandridge played The Last of Us, Marlene, and also The Last of Us
Oh
on
yeah,
HBO.
yeah, that's true.
Dwayne Johnson, Maui, is on here. Lars Mikkelsen, he played uh, Admiral
Oh
Thrawn in
yeah.
Rebels and then in Ahsoka.
Hmm. So
And
there's plenty.
then Megan Vixen, I think is Megan uh Aichkonwoke. I'm definitely butchering it. I'm so sorry,
Where's she from?
Megalyn. Vixen and Arrow. She played Vixen.
I don't even
Zoe
know her.
Kravitz played Catwoman in the Lego Batman movie and The Batman in 2022.
Oh,
And then the first one was Gerard Butler, Stoik the Vast, How to Train Your
oh
Dragon.
yeah, he's coming back to do the live action How to Train Your Dragons.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's been a decent amount. Notice though how a lot of these are they're pretty prolific. So they're actually doing a really good job. I'm very pleased
Yeah.
with, like, a lot of
Well,
them have done a stellar job.
it just says how much like how good they are at the voice acting part. That's like bring them over to the live action because they're both. That's probably like you rarely see an actual like actor that is good at the voice acting part. Chris Pratt. I mean,
Oh,
what? I didn't say that.
oh
Um,
my goodness, that's kind of funny.
but I like Chris Pratt. He's just not that very good of a voice actor. So yeah, I'm
I
curious what
agree.
they're.
And they keep putting him in every movie. My goodness.
Yeah.
But no, I'm excited. I genuinely think Nick Cage is gonna crush it. So we'll see. Drop a comment if you're super excited for drop a comment if you're super excited for Nick Cage and being in the Spider-Man movie. You also gotta let us know, does Spider-Man do any backflips in this movie? Or is he
Yeah.
gonna be very serious?
He- Give him a king. Gosh. But yeah, so yeah, let us know in the comment section below. But this is the next topic that we're gonna talk about. Not a lot
Yep,
of you
yep.
guys know about this. This is much more like under the radar type of stuff, and which you guys got to keep your eyes out for. Is that if you guys don't know Shaun O'Rourke, who I'm good friends with, he's been on the channel a couple plenty of times in the past. He has a new show coming out called Ballistic. We talked about this at the beginning of the year on the very first episode. Um, but he just dropped a new clip for his show, which after we uploaded that episode and I uploaded the clip of that section that we talked about, he sent me a text message saying like, "Hey, I just watched your episode, your podcast episode." Literally, my heart dropped. I'm like, "Oh, what did you think?" Like, because it came off like I might be in trouble or something else. So I don't
For
know.
sure.
So, but he's like, "Yeah, no, I liked it." Next, immediately sent me this clip and told me not to tell anyone about it. So I got a little sneak peek at this one. But so yeah, what did you think of the you I'll leave a link down
Wait, can
below.
we talk about it now? Are we
Uh,
allowed to talk about this?
Yeah, no, it's public. It's
Oh,
all
okay, okay,
public.
okay. Oh,
So
good, good, good.
you guys can go
I'm
back.
like, oh gosh, here we
Yeah,
go.
we're gonna get in trouble now. I didn't say
Uh,
NDA,
I'll be
but
like Tom. I'll be like Tom Holland. What movie is this for?
it's
I'm
like,
just kidding.
yeah, everyone dies in this next movie.
Yeah,
So y I'll leave a link to his playlist down below. You guys should go subscribe to his channel, and you guys can watch the clip
yeah. Check
yourself.
it out.
But what did you think of the clip?
Yeah. So first off, n- I went in without any context. So I remember watching the first clip, and I was like, okay, is this a coinciding project? Is this something in the future, the past? Is it part of a first episode, 12th episode? What does this look like? So I went in with no context, which I highly recommend anytime you don't know anything about something. I feel like the truest form of the creativity is what you get. And so I went and watched it. I was actually really pleasantly surprised.
Hmm.
There was a lot of tension.
Yes.
I feel like you. I'm trying to use words that don't give it away, so people go watch it. But
It
I feel
gave
like you go
off good
watch it.
suspense. Like it,
Yeah, it did.
so I'm gonna describe the scene a tiny bit, but like it, I'm pr I'm pretty sure what in this clip we're seeing the villain of this at least season or the show, getting interplay and I'm pretty sure this probably is taking some time after a certain accident with our main lead's character, and so but he's coming up and talking to this guy that owns this like bar or this restaurant, and this guy probably did something wrong to upset this dude, and just the scene alone, I don't know the actor's name. I should have probably looked up the actor, but the actor that's playing the villain, he just, I don't know, he brings something that's like, yeah, I don't want to mess with you. That's, I
I
don't,
here. I'll say he brings a charisma where he seems harmless. You think
yes.
he's going to be a harmless person. He's not harmless.
Yeah.
So um, it's
Oh,
almost like you get like the trickery of of a great villain,
he
but in a
must,
way where you're like, oh, I could potentially root for this person.
yeah. Like he seems like he's a cool dude, but if you get on his bad side, he will kill you. So it's,
Shh, no, he won't. He's going to
uh,
give you lots of
oh,
cookies
he's
and
gonna give you hugs and milk and
yes,
yes.
exactly, exactly.
But yeah, I mean like it's a pretty good scene and pretty brutal. Like there's a scene where you get the where a guy's getting punched, which I'll say one of those punch sound effect. I will be negative to the show. I don't like yes, he's my friend, but I will point things out if I feel like some things will
You're going to be unbiased.
I'm gonna be unbiased unless it's Nicolas Cage. Um but there was one punch sound effect that was like if like didn't sound right to me. That's kind of like the only negative thing I could see out of this whole entire scene.
I'd have to go back and watch it.
It sounded like
I
someone
was
punching like a
so
pillow or something.
I'd have to go back and watch it. I didn't see that. I think for me the most there's a peculiar part about probably 60-70% of the way through where your like stomach drops and you're like,
Yes.
"Ooh, that doesn't feel good."
Yeah.
So I was quite entertained and I'm very excited for
What
him. So
what do you think that what is like the just from that scene alone, what does that give you the an idea of the show?
well, here's the thing. I think a lot of shows, whether they're action versus adventure versus suspense, thriller, whatever that looks like,
Yeah.
a lot of them don't have good dialogue.
Mm.
Like it's like I'm giving a fake example, but like CIS Miami or like I'm just thinking of shows where you're like you want to love them, but the dialogue's bad. Or it's
Ahsoka.
like like they're just shooting people and things are happening and going on, and you're like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And then they're like, woo, we resolved it. The thing that I really liked about this, and I think kind of gives me the feeling of this show, is it can be fast paced as much as it can like slowly stew and boil over. And so for me, this really took a it really made action take the back seat, but in the best way, because we got an opportunity to get to feel like the uncomfortable, like it almost felt more like a movie than it did a show in a
Yeah.
good way.
And I think that's
Like
probably
it,
like the scene that we're for like seeing the villain for the first time as well. It's shot like that way as well. And so,
yeah. I think overall, cinematography wise, I thought the script was pretty good. The acting was pretty solid. I mean, for a lot of the stuff that comes out today, I feel like AI wrote it.
yeah.
This actually looks like it had some, not that it actually
It had AI
had
wrote it.
some. No,
Oh,
it looks like it had action behind it, or it had like emphasis on craft.
yeah.
That's the thing that you can't see in a lot of movies. A lot of it's just copy and paste, repeat. This felt like, ooh, I'm curious to know where they're acting from. Or, ooh, why did we choose that verb, that language? I'm very excited. I would love to see more clips. So if
Yeah.
he ends up watching this, kudos, because I very much enjoyed it.
Sean,
So
give me early access to the show. Um,
if you need
but
an extra, I will be a broom.
yeah.
So look at my hair looks like it's like a mop
If you
anyway.
need someone
So
to kill, I volunteer. But yeah, go check out his channel down below. He'll keep you guys up to date a little bit more than I will. I don't we've been talking a tiny bit about it, like in private messages, but he is like looking at other people to pick up his show. I think they've only filmed I think they filmed the whole entire thing, but they're looking like at the pilot from my understanding standing. So I don't know what's going to be on, but as much as if when I'm told or like if when I find out about what it's going to be on, I'll let you guys know so then you guys can check it out when it does come out. Um
yeah, that sounds good.
moving on to other things,
Oh,
a lot of
I got
things
this.
has yeah, this is kind of big news. This is like
I I
game
will
changer.
drop this one. I'm gonna bundle it all together.
Okay.
Pun intended. All right.
Uh
So Disney Plus, Hulu, and Max.
hmm.
I hate that name. I'm gonna keep saying it. Are making a bundle to come out this summer.
Yeah.
So I don't know about you all. I'm curious to hear everybody's opinion on this too. I am so sick of subscription services. I hate it. I hate that I have to buy, like currently I have Disney Plus, I have Peacock, I have
Yeah, Peacock
Max.
gross.
Yeah, I have Hulu, I have Netflix, I have Paramount Plus, I have Discovery. I'm like, do I need any more?
Half
Like,
those you
I'm
can
trying to
just
even think of,
cancel.
oh, I have Apple TV. I have all of it. Is it Discovery Plus? I thought they put it in with something
I think
else.
they put it with Max now. I think it's on Max now.
Well, whatever it is, I had it at one point. I am so sick and tired of streaming services. I'm surprised they just don't go, oh, here's a streaming service for Star Wars. Oh, here's a streaming service for Marvel.
Don't give them
I'm surprised you don't
ideas.
have to. I'm surprised you don't have to pay more money just to have it for one thing.
Yeah.
So, bundle is a good idea.
I
Sure.
think so. Because another thing that was also announced this month is that Netflix, Apple TV, and Peacock are also getting their own bundle. Um and they actually announced the price of it. Like the bundle itself is $15. That's for like the ad for just being ads. I don't know if they're gonna add like a premium version where it's like you don't get no ads in general, but they pushed out but they're saying that the bundle that's coming out is going to have ads on it but it's going to be $15 a month. But that sounds like a steal just for three streaming services, two of them being well, actually one of them actually being good and two of them being garbage. And so
Which one's the good one? Max?
Apple TV.
Oh, I love Apple TV.
Yeah. But for this bundle though, it's going to be Disney Plus, Hulu, and Max, which sounds a pretty good deal, just depending on the price point. And the thing is, this is just going straight back to cable. It's just shocking that they're not going to bring back like, all right, you can buy this for $15 a month, get your Hulu, your Max, and Disney Plus, but here's a little box for you. And guess what? Here's a cord. This you plug into your TV. Um,
Oh
so
gosh.
that's
Don't
what
give them any ideas. I hate cable. I hate
it's
streaming. I hate it all.
streaming is going back to cable. That's where it's going to be. And the reason why the price points of everything is going up, because another thing that also happened is that HBO Max's like subscription price went up, and people are complaining about it. Yes, I kind of agree on a certain level, but at the same time, it's like they don't make anything off of streaming. They don't make jack off of streaming. Like literally, the only thing that's things are going up are the premium subscriptions. Everything that's staying the same is the ad tiers. You know why? Because they make more money off of ads. And so,
Oh, I would pay to go away from ads. Please be quiet.
well, yeah. See, like, there's
So
people that'll be fine with paying away from the ads, but there's people that I don't get the people that complain about the prices going up and still pay the prices. Like, okay, you have the option not pay for it, you can go back to the ad or not pay in general. I like it's and so
I'm not a fan. I'm a fan, sure, of bundling, fine, but they just need to get rid of streaming services. We just need one big streaming service.
oh, cable.
Netflix. Netflix. Everybody
Oh,
buy it. No, I'm just kidding.
I thought you were talking about cable. I thought that's what you're talking about.
Oh
uh
no. I mean, it would be good. Cable was always hit or miss. We've had some bad cable in our area. I'm not going to say which company we have because I don't want to get in trouble.
oh, is it
But
Apple?
no, I'm
Oh,
not making any comments.
oh, okay.
So
Well, you're not working for them anymore, are you?
yeah, tonight was my last night.
Yeah,
So,
so
but I like Apple. But no,
say
no, it wasn't that.
say all the garbage you want.
It's it's just the internet and it's Cox. I don't like Cox. I
Yeah,
don't think
no.
they're very good. Every time we used to have outages all the time, it was terrible. So from a consumer standpoint, I don't I didn't like them for me.
Yeah.
So I'll just leave it there.
But yeah, I like this because this is going to definitely save a lot money for save a lot more money for people, just depending on what they are going to do.
Hmm.
I'm curious if they're going to do like all premium, or if it's going to be or if it's going to be just ads, or if it's going to be like two separate things where you pay
I hope there's
$15.
no ads. Please no ads.
I don't want to go back to ads either, so I'm willing to pay the premium price too, but I can't pay for 10 streaming services anymore. It's ridiculous. So it's like if it comes down to the point of like paying $15 for all of them all at once, but with ads, that's saving a lot more money than just paying them separately with ads in general. So, um, but I like this, and people that the thing is they make way more money off you this they make way more money off ads, and I think studios are starting to realize that what like the way of how they did old things work better than what they are doing now, because it's just like YouTubers, where like YouTubers have other merchandises where they have to push out so you guys can go out and buy it, because they make more money off of you buying their merchandise than your ads. And so, and I think studios are starting to pick that up by like now
Hmm.
pushing more of their movies into theaters. One big reason, which is a story that we're going to talk about after this, is Sony. Sony and WB are big studios, are pushing their movies into theaters and are really waiting to throw their movies on streaming. This is what's killing theaters, is because after a movie is taken straight out of theaters, they just throw it on streaming. So that gives the people the mindset of like, oh, we don't have to worry about that. That's like, oh
And
no, like, well, I'm not gonna go to the
which is
theater.
weird because there's more people. You would think that movies would do better, but they're really not. It's
No,
interesting.
it's because they people are they can wait 4 weeks to not go to the theater and wait for it to come out on streaming. But you know what people are, but even though they can wait for 4 weeks, the human beings are the most impatient species on the planet. If you made them wait 3 months to put a movie on streaming service, they will go see it in theaters.
Assuming it's good.
Yes, if
I,
it's
I've heard
good.
people, I've heard people where they're like, "Oh, it got bad ratings. I'm not
Yeah.
going to see it."
Well, yeah, but
So,
you know what? Dune Part Two made $700 million at the box office. It stayed in theaters
oh,
for
Dune.
about uh did I say Doom? Did I
No,
s-
you said Dune,
oh, okay. I don't
which
I'm not talking about the Rock
you're
Doom.
setting us up so well. You're doing a great job, Austin.
Yeah. Uh
Crushing it.
Dune was in theaters for like I would say about 2.5 months or 2 months. Like in that time range. And it took it for a while just to hit streaming. It just hit streaming recently. And Dune got out of theaters like a month ago. I would say, like maybe like a couple weeks ago. And so
That's
it's
crazy to me.
um so like if you make people wait, they will go see because if they will go see it in theaters. Because if you threw Doom Part 2 immediately onto streaming after four
Yeah,
weeks, no one will go out
people
and
would
see
just
it,
watch at home.
especially for a
Yeah.
3 hour movie.
Oh, I know. I could watch it from my couch and fall asleep and then just, just kidding.
Yeah.
I watched it numerous times. I love that movie. It was
I
good.
own it on 4K. I have it right here. It's right. If you guys are listening to this on a streaming platform, you're not going to be able to see it, but it's I have it like it, and it looks glorious. And so, but yeah, it's a great movie. Go check it out. But like studios, I think are starting to pick on it until they see one of the big studios numbers start going up from it. We're not going to see it for a while, but until they start seeing it, seeing their stock prices go up because of them waiting before throwing it on immediately onto streaming, then everyone else will follow. But because we're not seeing that progress yet, no one's going to follow that, and they're going to keep doing the same old crap and start losing even more money. Disney Plus just became profitable because not only, and it took Netflix 10 years. It took Disney Plus 5 years. The only reason why it took Disney Plus 5 years because Disney is like the biggest corporation on the planet. That's the only reason why it didn't take a decade like Netflix.
Hmm.
But even so, because it came profitable, they're still losing money on a faster rate than they are. That's why YouTube got rid of their whole entire like productions thing, like YouTube Red,
I did see that, which is crazy.
because they were losing money rapidly because of YouTube Red. So they made it into YouTube Premium instead, where you just get these like extra benefits and maybe like you get a free movie every once in a while and you don't have to watch it with ads. And if you don't have YouTube Premium, you can watch the same movies or like some of them, but you watch them with ads because then YouTube gets money back from you. Like it's like literally in their face, and they have to keep getting
Yeah.
slapped to see it.
To figure it out as to
Yeah.
like what they do. But that's the thing is these streaming has been such a difficult competitive space. There's a reason why a lot of these companies were losing money. So
Yeah. It's just like they should not be taking ideas from Netflix. They should be taking ideas from YouTube. That's my saying, because YouTube doesn't, all that YouTube has to do is just make sure that that their platform is up and going. But with Netflix and these other streaming platforms, they have to
yeah,
pay the production team. They got to pay everyone to make sure that
which is
they,
crazy
yeah,
because you like think about like the cost difference between them. It's a pretty sizable difference.
I guarantee
So,
YouTube is making more money than any studio.
oh, probably I would imagine. I mean, we could check. I want
I
to
don't,
see how
I don't,
much.
I don't know how much YouTube would make on a yearly basis. I don't know how any of that works, but I guarantee they're saving more money than someone like Netflix or Warner Bros. Or Disney.
Uh, advertising revenue of 8.1 billion in quarter one of 2024.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds a lot better than what any other company is doing. Uh,
Let's see.
but yeah, it's the streaming world is just a nightmare, and I hate it. I hate the digital age, to be honest. I'm more of a physical media guy, and that's why also you see places like Walmart and Target push physical media more because the studios know how much people actually crave physical media. As people say, like, oh, physical media is going to go away. It's never going to go away because people like me, there's still a lot of people out there that crave the physical media. And I guarantee you guys, one of you guys that really like Dune, that is just a streaming platform only, I guarantee you bought Dune on 4K. I guarantee it. So
Probably. And actually, Netflix makes more than YouTube does
okay.
in revenue.
Well, I mean, but when you add in the profitability as well, like because like they have to they probably make more money, but at the same time they are losing more money at the faster than YouTube.
I can tell you. So the Netflix profit margin is estimated to be around 18.4%. And then YouTube profit margin,
He's looking things up.
uh,
Do you
let's
guys want to listen
see.
to some
Oh,
elevator music?
wow. YouTube has an estimated gross profit margin of 38%. So double. That's pretty
So
crazy.
so YouTube is making double.
Would technically YouTube would technically be more profitable according to these. So Netflix makes more revenue, but YouTube is more profitable.
Yeah, because Netflix
So,
has
which
to
if
pay like I don't know why, but
yep,
they're
for
making
content creation.
$300 million projects and not putting them in theaters, and they're losing, and that's all that money just goes gone. It's just gone.
It's it's got to be a tax write-off. Come on now.
Probably. But
But you mentioned it. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
well, I was gonna say, but like YouTube pays YouTubers like maybe 2 cents per view on like on
Yeah,
ad wise. And so
crazy.
we like YouTubers don't make much off of YouTube. That's why they have the merchandise. And most of that money revenue is going straight to YouTube. And it's just like it's ridiculous. I don't know. I don't know. That's kind of my thoughts on everything. I'm kind of dry on streaming talk.
Well, I was gonna say, speaking of streaming, which by the way, drop us if you're gonna end up buying this bundle. I'm curious
Yeah.
to see how many of our listeners are interested in buying a bundle. But the Dune Prophecy trailer, right? So
Well,
Max,
we actually
what
kind
did
of
I?
we skipped a topic. We'll talk about that. But Sony, so if you guys don't know, Paramount is in the stage of selling off its like Paramount being sold off or being completely bankrupt because Paramount's just I don't know.
Paramount.
I don't know what's going on with Paramount. But so r- before so while this like whole entire sell off is going on, Paramount was gave Skydance like a 30-day exclusive like cover conversation going on deal where like if like Skydance can buy Paramount. So that has passed and Sony has offered to buy Paramount for like $26 billion. Um, and so some people are like, oh, well, okay, what does that mean? Like, are they going to split? And some of the talks that I saw is that so if Sony buys Paramount, their plan is to like separate the company up, like sell some parts off. And people are like, what does that mean for some parts? And I believe like there was someone mentioned that they might like sell off Disney Plus, and people are like, why would they sell off Disney Plus? Just want to explain, Disney's Plus is probably the reason why Paramount's in their dirty situation.
Oh my
So,
goodness.
but yeah, not just because they made terrible shows on Disney Plus, but Disney Plus is just taking their money and not really making any money off of it. So, and Sony isn't really again, Sony is not is that company that wants to get into the streaming business. Sony has made it clear that they just want to put things out into theaters and license things off because that's how they make money. That's how you make money from as a studio. So this is just an interesting topic itself, just trying to if like just the idea of Sony buying Paramount, what does that mean for the company as Paramount as a company? Like, do they just merge with Sony with its like IPs, or is it's still its own thing like with 20th Century? studios, like they with how Disney bought Fox and all that. Um, or I don't know. I'm curious what they if they even do buy what they're gonna do. And but there was also this other article that came out that saying that Sony might back out of the deal, or they might change up some what about the deal itself. So I'm curious, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, so I mean, here's the thing that most people don't realize. Um, that's a lot of cash and that's a lot of dilution of shares or purchasing outright.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you think Sony can afford that?
yes,
Oh, okay.
100%. They'll figure out a way to do it. But all these companies do, whether it's a merger, acquisition, whatever that looks like.
But it's not also
Because I,
not it's not just Sony as well, because it Apollo's part of the deal as well. I forget what.
yeah, I did see that. Um, it's really hard with these big companies because sometimes that just moves the stock price, the needle.
Yeah.
I don't know their current debt situation, but like last year, so Sony has a market value of, oh gosh, I don't even know. Their operating income last year was $229 billion. I don't know if that's in, is that in yen?
I don't even know what
They have a
yen
lot of
is.
money.
Okay. Yeah.
So so they have a good amount of money. I don't think there's gonna be issues with that. So
So do you think that they will back out then? Like, what's their reasoning to back out?
well, I mean, here's the thing. Coming up with that much cash if they think that the economy is going to be bad would be not smart.
Yeah.
Other things is, does it help them accomplish the goal that they're looking to achieve? I don't know those answers because I'm not in these stakeholder meetings with, their CEO and
Come
whatnot.
on.
But I would envision is if there needed a fully developed platform, it would be a smart idea to buy Paramount. And then I know Sony relies a lot on like their games. So if they put up their games on there, if they put their anime, their different art styles, all
They
the
can make
different
a
things on
top
there,
they can make a Top Gun game.
they could.
Like,
Random question. Um, is there an anime streaming service? Do we know?
I have no idea. I don't think there is. I think that's mostly like Netflix. I think Netflix is really into anime.
Crunchy. It looks like there's also Crunchyroll. Honestly, if Sony was smart, they'd use that to distribute anime and just kick butt.
Yeah.
Um, that's what I would do.
Is
But
Paramount like the biggest like studio when it comes to anime?
I have no idea. I'm just saying, Sony owns a lot of rights to a lot of different things, and so I think it would be smart of Sony to take the increase interest in anime and
Yeah.
profit off of it.
Well,
It would be smart.
that's what I think that's what they would do, is that they would buy Paramount, shut down, or sell off Paramount Plus. You know what? It would probably be better for them just to sell off Paramount Plus, because they would earn some of that revenue back from the buyout. But also, guess what? They get to license out those movies onto Paramount Plus, making even more money. And they don't have to worry about
Yeah,
keeping Paramount Plus above and, like, making sure that it stays on and all of that.
they would just have to hope that they could negotiate those deals, but it's definitely a possibility.
Yeah.
I for one have Paramount Plus. I don't really use that streaming service that much. It's probably the one I use the least.
Well, the problem
Uh,
is with streaming platforms is that people like to cancel their subscriptions on a regular basis. Like, oh, okay, well, I'm done with that show. Cancel. That's why streaming services is just a joke, because it's like, oh, okay, well, I'm done with that. There, thanks for the
Yet
$18 that month.
there's no thing that keeps them long enough to, yeah. I do hear that. So
That's how they lose that
I
money too. And so
it would be interesting.
that's why the bundle will help that. I don't know. Is there like a term for like people like canceling their account on a regular basis? Like, all right, all right. I think I've been hearing someone using churn. I don't know what the hell that means, but someone's been
Like
using,
like a turnover, like churning.
I think, though, like churn. I've been hearing someone say that word, but yeah, I don't know. This could be interesting. I haven't heard anything about it since, about like, after that article of like the of Sony probably backing out, but this would be a good thing for Sony to get into, because imagine of all the IPs that they get. Like they would get Top Gun, they will get what else Paramount has? Top Gun,
Uh,
Sonic. They would get Sonic. Um,
I don't know what Paramount, it's really weird. I don't know what
Halo.
Paramount.
They get Halo. No, you don't want Sony to own Halo. Oh, okay.
No, I
Uh,
don't want them to do anything more, but they just need to go bye-bye and stop doing Halo.
but yeah, I think this could be a good deal for Sony, but the bad side of it is that that's like another side of like Hollywood, of like movie history gone. If Sony does buy Paramount, it's like hopefully they keep Paramount, like the name of Paramount, and they make it its own studio, but it's just on the it's just under the umbrella of Sony. Just like have the name of like Sony Company or something like they do with Columbia.
Oh
But
gosh. Oh, no way. I'm interested to see what they do. But
more
can I
interesting
talk
though is the
can I
Dune.
talk about my favorite thing now?
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
go.
No, Dune prophecy trailer.
Yeah,
The fact that Max just went boop and
I
just dropped a trailer.
I knew there was a show in the works, but I didn't think that we were gonna get it this year.
Yeah, or the fact that we would get a trailer so fast.
This is just Dune's year.
It just looked great. I know that they changed the name of it. It used to be like Dune, uh, the Sisters or whatever.
Yeah.
The
Do
pro
you do you know much about the show?
I read they changed showrunners and they changed actors. They changed a few different things.
Okay.
I don't really care though. It looks epic. If you
It
watch
does look
this,
cool.
it looks great. Max does a great job. They do a good job at shows,
Yeah.
honestly.
I think it's well, Max is my favorite streaming platform, just hand down. Because
Yeah.
like there's so many different, just it has variety of just shows and movies, just it has basically everything that I want. I think it's even has like, I think starting to get into like live television as well. I think it's getting into that a tiny bit. I don't know if it's sports or whatever, but Max is just they bring out the quality in their original projects. And like the biggest positive thing of The Last of Us is that it looks real, but the writing on the other side wasn't the greatest. And so I'm looking forward to this. I mean, just I think they're really writing the hype of Dune Part Two, and does this go based off of any of the books or anything? Do you know by any chance?
Good question. I don't.
So
I
it's just like
know
it's
that they have come out with prequels of
okay.
like ascribing the book. I don't know how closely aligned this is to the book though.
So this could be
I
its
can do
own
more
thing.
research. Um, I do know that they still have like a prophecy or like they still came out with like how they meant to control this narrative,
Okay.
but I don't know how closely it aligns to like the entire. There's lots of Dune books.
Yeah.
However, I've heard they're very good. So
Well, I mean, I've only heard of that the first one was good. I don't know about the other ones.
they're all very different. It reminds me of people will hate this comparison, but like extended universe of Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of really cool books, and they have a lot of really interesting topics and storylines. I think authorship and everything that Dune has a um, really good stuff. So
Okay.
I'm excited.
Does
I
is
think it's gonna be
Do you think it's going to connect to the movies, like that prophecy of Timothy Chalamet's character?
well in the actual like Max preview. It said it was like 10,000 years before Paul Atreides was born. So yeah, I would envision it does have to do with something. I'm sure it won't be like something that's direct, but it'll probably introduce us like the story behind Spice and the story behind this prophecy and all the different things. It'll be
Oh,
interesting.
I mean, yeah, and it's not even
Oh,
with
excuse me.
what's his name that directed the movies. He's not a part of this. I don't. Maybe he's a
Yeah, but that's
exec.
okay.
he's a producer, and so that would be cool just seeing from a different different creative standpoint, like what they would do with it. Because there was talks of him not really sure about doing the third one if he doesn't like the script. So it's
Yeah,
like I think he's going to do the third one no matter what. But if they want to do anything after that, because like after the third one, he's like, I'm done. If I even do a third one, like after that, I'm done. And if they do more, they will have to do it without me. So this would give us a good idea to see what other people do with the IP that isn't with him. And
for
so
sure.
like
I
just
I
that
think
alone.
give him the give him the benefit of the doubt. That's what I'm rolling with, and I
Yeah.
think it'll be a good show.
Do
So
we who's attached to the project? Do we know any like big name actors in it or
no, it's really interesting. I am trying to remain as completely unaware as possible. Like
okay.
I said, sometimes for me, it's better to not know, go in with no expectations, and then go to watch it. That's
Yeah,
kind of what I'm heading in with.
I
So
agree. I'm just
I'm excited.
curious. Prophecy. When's the release date? It's just coming out. It just says
I
2024.
think it's like fall, right? Fall. Like I'm thinking probably September, October.
It just says 2024 on here. Um, so I'll assume around fall as well. That's probably that's like the round like the time for like shows to start coming out for some reason. I don't know why. That's
Yeah.
just when they like to drop them. Speaking of shows, I hope they don't do this
Oh,
one. Is this your favorite
oh
topic?
no, the next one after this one may be my favorite too, but
Oh,
um no, we're so excited.
oh,
Hawkeye 2, season 2? How can we
no.
not be excited for Jeremy Renner being back? I saw that he had met up with Jimmy Fallon the other day and he looks healthy and happy. So I'm so glad he's
I
recovering well after the accident.
Yeah, I like him, but I don't like the show.
Oh, well, I think we should just give him a season 2 just for craps and giggles. Like, let's go, dude. Let's go Hawkeye season 2 and we'll see what
Yeah.
happens.
With no Hawkeye in it though, just the Kate character.
Oh, I
That
like both of them.
she's the new Hawkeye. I don't care about I did like I'll say this. I did like her little cameo in Miss Marvel. Like, like when
Oh
Miss
yeah.
Marvel was like, recruiting like the new Avengers. I was like, okay, you know what? Yeah, I mean Hawkeye's getting old. You're gonna want a new Hawkeye. Yeah, all right, whatever. She did honestly, Haley Steinfeld looked completely different in that scene. I don't know if that was me, but she did not look like Haley Steinfeld. Um,
So I think they're doing a good job. I think we'll start to see a lot more separation and maturity of her character, which I think will provide some great context
Character
for
development and
whatever, yeah,
yeah.
whatever she ends up being in. So Hawkeye season 2, I like it. I hope
Well,
what I hope they do is
let's
they
do
let him
better.
retire.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait, did you say die? Were
I
you gonna
said
say die?
I said do better. Just do better.
Oh, no.
Oh,
I think they're gonna have him retire and then he's gonna go live with his family. I think that would be great.
no. He should kill himself. No, I don't. But like
We're gonna get banned. We're gonna get blocked from YouTube.
just for that joke. Oh, okay. But
No.
yeah, I don't know. I just I know that like Marvel, I know Disney and like Bob Iger said like we're gonna slow down on like how much we produce on Disney Plus, like
Yeah,
because
well,
they came out and saying like there's only gonna be like four Marvel projects a year, so that means like two movies and two TV shows, maybe a third movie and one TV show, depending on what they think of what doing. So like if they're gonna go that route and like just
they should have done that in the first place.
well they should have, and so if they're going to go in that route, hopefully they give as much time to season two and make it better because the first season just lacked a lot of stuff. It lacked a lot of character development. It lacked a lot of
Sure.
the story. And so I'm curious what they're going to do. And just see Jeremy Renner back in action would be just relieving to know that he's okay and all that. And so,
Well, I want to link this together then with one of the later topics because you kind of mentioned it, and I think they kind of play together.
okay.
So, the Lion King Mufasa trailer, and I'll
Yes.
explain why we're going to talk about this. Disney has this weird problem where they go, Nobody asked for this. Let's make it and
I
spend lots of money.
I asked for this, but in animation form.
Yeah,
That they didn't do the animation part.
yes, that's what I mean. And so, okay, is
I'll say this: the CGI looks cool like it does in the
yeah, but
2019 one.
meh.
But the thing is, you're not gonna get that emotional attachment to the characters because they're just CGI animals, like acting like real animals that just talk.
Well, and this is the weird thing. Nobody asked for a Hawkeye season 2. Maybe somebody did. Please tell us if you did.
I
Nobody asked for another weird Lion King Mufasa like I think at this point Disney's like, okay, which show are we gonna select
they
to
have a
remake
they
a
have a dart
popular
they have
character?
a dartboard and like, oh, Lion King, got it.
Great. We're gonna make a whole TV show about a gonk droid from Star Wars. And then they go make the TV show and they're like, nobody watched
Yeah.
it. We lost millions.
What
And
what
it's
what
like,
are we gonna do for Mandalorian season 3? Oh, make a season about not the Mandalorian. Got it.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boba Fett season 5.0. No, I'm just kidding. No,
I
and that I think that's the hard part is will they potentially be good? Yeah. Maybe they'll blow me out of the water and I'll be super excited to see it.
Wow.
But yeah,
I
it's
already
just
know.
unfortunate.
I already know that I'm not going to be attached to the characters, just not from the story aspect, just because they want to go to this live action scenario with the characters. It's like, yes, the air quote, the first one made $1 billion at the box office. But guess if you made it animation, it would have made twice as more of that. Because then people would be like, "Oh, this is my childhood right here, back coming into animation once again in animation form. It's like a new story. Like I don't get why Disney is just trying to toss away their animation team. Like they treated Pixar like crap. They are treating their own Disney animation like crap with freaking Wish, which was one of the worst animations I've seen in years.
I thought that was so good.
Oh,
Just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm being sarcastic. But that's the problem is they don't have massive buy-in on these projects. They pop out with them and they're like, "Oh, this is in development. This is being made.
yeah.
Here's a random trailer that you didn't ask for." And then you go, "Okay, what if they invested more money into shows? Like if they released a Star Wars Clone Commando show, I would totally love that.
Yeah.
That would be so good."
A live action Clone Wars show. That would be cool. I would watch
Yeah,
that. Like
I would
that's
too.
the one big positive thing out of the Ahsoka show was the flashbacks, but it didn't add
Yep.
anything to the show. So,
But it was pretty it was
I
pretty
I would
cool.
love a Darth Vader show. I would love that. But
Uh
I think
that
Disney
was the
would mess.
Obi-Wan Kenobi show. Just
No,
kidding.
that we don't talk about that. This doesn't exist. It's not real. I
It
saw
was
some
so good.
I saw something saying that George Lucas loved that show actually. And I'm like, I don't think that's true. I don't think George Lucas has good chemistry with Disney
Did
at
we
the
watch
moment.
the same show? I'm just
I
kidding.
I think they gave him the wrong show. I think they gave him the fake show to make him happy. Um, you know what? Well, speaking of things being just made, do you like video game adaptations? I don't, but they're making a Lord of the
No.
Rings Gollum video game adaptation.
Yeah, I don't Lord
They're
of the Rings I really struggle with. I'm like, why are we making what
it's
what
not a
is going
video game,
on?
but I guess they saw how well that the Gollum game did. It's like, oh, we should make a movie for that one person that really liked the video game that was just straight up bad.
No, the video game wasn't terrible. It just wasn't great.
Did you
Um,
not see what it looked like? That thing was awful. Sure
I
we saw the
mean,
same game?
can we all agree though that Andy Serkis directing it is genius?
Yeah, I would say I'm that makes me feel a little comfortable as him directing it because he's good with like working with this like the CGI parts like and but what is it, Percy Jackson? Is that his name?
Peter Jackson.
Peter Jackson. I don't know why I said Percy Jackson.
I was like Percy Jackson.
Uh,
Oh my goodness.
that's a
You were
different thing.
naming another. You were naming another show that
Uh,
Disney made. I'm just
yeah.
kidding.
He is producing it like an executive producer or something.
It'll be
Um,
good. He's solid.
well,
He's
he
great.
he came back and directed The Hobbit. Those suck.
I mean, they weren't terrible. They just weren't my favorite.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm curious. A movie about Gollum though, this doesn't sound interesting. And I don't,
It'll be my terrible show.
yeah. And this might be a hot take, and I don't know if I should say this. I'm not a big fan of the Lord of the Rings movies.
We're ending the call now. We're done. I'm just kidding.
Like they're good movies to like, but like to be like this fantastical movie to throw on, like I just don't like. I would have to be in a really really certain mood to just throw them on, to be honest. And just because it's not like Star Wars, like well, actually, Star Wars is a bad example. Was Jurassic Park. It's not like with Jurassic Park,
Oh,
man. Like I want to throw that on and watch it. But with Lord of the Rings, they're 3 to 4 hours long. So it's like
you're
you have to be in a certain mood to watch those
you're
type of
breaking
movies.
my heart. I'm gonna have to go get a tissue really quick.
Oh, don't bring that George Lucas writing into here.
No, I'm just kidding. No,
Um,
I'm grabbing some water, everybody.
oh yeah.
Hydrate.
Oh, you are in the middle of the desert after all.
I know. See, look at everybody.
Yeah.
Do you see what I have to do? Look, I'm in the middle of the desert. Watch. Now I have a water machine in the middle of the desert.
What
I
the hell?
transported one here via some amazing. I may or may not have had a DeLorean with me, so I went back in time
Sure, this is not a
and got
vlog.
water. What'd you say? Sorry.
Are you sure this is not a vlog? But
Could be a vlog.
it could be a vlog. But yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see how well it does. I'm not really a big fan of. I wouldn't say big fan of Lord of the Rings. I'm not a big fan of the idea of Gollum, of being the main character. It's like
Well, they're just going.
listening to the voice of my precious for 2 hours is not
Uh,
sound pleasant.
no, knowing Peter Jackson, it's going to be 4.5.
Oh yeah. Oh gosh. I mean, like, what would you do about this movie? Like, I think from
Well,
my understanding, it's supposed to be about hunting Gollum.
yes, it'll probably be in between when Gollum fell as a hobbit and became Gollum, and
But
the
we saw
time that
that.
they. No. I mean, like I think they're gonna say about when you say hunting Gollum. I think it's gonna literally be about like
Find the
what's
ring.
happened.
Yeah, about find the ring.
Yeah, about
But
what's
we saw
happened in
that.
between that time. I know, but I'm just saying.
We saw in both trilogies. We saw in the original and we saw in the prequel
I'm just
trilogy.
saying that would be the only thing that makes any sense. But
Oh
I
my
don't even know
God,
if
I
that
just
makes sense.
realized what we're turning into. Lord of the Rings original trilogy, prequels. Now we're getting the prequel. It's Disney all over again.
We just need a prequel, sequel, prequel, sequel.
S- s-
That would be good.
And next a reboot.
Oh yes, and
Yeah.
make it live action.
But they already did that.
I
I
mean,
we
make it
are getting
animated with live action.
we are getting like a Lord of the Rings animated this year. I think it's coming out late December. I don't know much
Oh,
about that.
I we'll have to talk about it on the next one because I want to do research because I did see I have it. Lord of the Rings is one of the things that Google sends me
Yeah,
alerts on. It'll be interesting.
yeah.
But
Uh,
okay, this next one, you're gonna have to take the lead on it because I was sitting here and I was like, I don't care that
oh yeah.
much. I'm gonna be honest, people.
So Alien is like one of my favorite franchises, and with the last couple, like I don't know if we talked about it last month, but we talked about it when you were on before you left, before you abandoned me. Um, we talk about Alien Romulus, which is something I'm really looking forward to. I'm hoping that it's really good.
Yes,
I did see Alien in theaters. They did a release for that, and that was just an awesome experience to see.
I still really like the movie, the Prey movie or whatever it was called.
Yeah, the Predator Prey movie. Yeah, that was pretty good. And
That
so,
was good. That was good.
This month there was but they dropped a little teaser trailer. You don't there's no gameplay or anything, but they dropped a teaser trailer for an Alien VR game, which I'm like, yes, this is I have this
No,
thing back there collecting dust, and now it's time for me to use it whenever it comes out. Um,
I just no, I'm not that excited. I don't think it'll be that good. I'm gonna be honest.
well, that's why I'm hoping it's good. Don't ruin my dreams of it being good.
I am ruining dreams. It's
Nope.
gonna be bad. I
Like
already know it.
the Alien IP just work like the idea of it just works in VR. Like that's like the perfect thing for it.
Sure,
And
I
so
will
like
agree. You're
and
right.
like give me a solid story. And like from what I've understand, it's supposed to be a almost like a almost aliens-esque. So it's more like action slightly than horror. So it's not like with the terrible Jurassic VR game where you're just trying to hide from dinosaurs. It's not going to be that. So you will get to do stuff. Um, but
Well, that's good.
I'm hoping that they keep that horror element like from Alien Isolation. So I don't want them to give me a weapon right away. I want me to earn for that weapon.
Do you
I
want it
want
to be like Rust almost?
not really like Rust, but I don't want to start out with the game with a weapon, but I want to start out with hiding from the alien, but then I can use like little things to distract the alien and next get a gun. Like, you know what I mean? Like lead it up to the gun.
Hmm.
And
Yeah, I could
so,
see that.
and maybe
That
like
would be interesting.
yeah, like and maybe like added maybe a couple of modes to it. One of the things I really want, and Dead by Daylight is the closest thing I have to it, is like an Alien VP, like PvP type of game where it's like what like where like it's like Dead by Daylight, but it's based around the Alien franchise. And like I would love to have a game like that. So maybe they can do a game mode for that, but in VR. So like you're playing as the alien hunting other players that are trying to escape. Like that would be cool. I don't know, like there's so many different things you can do with this and add a story, add different modes to it. Like this is just a cool idea waiting to happen. It's just a matter of the execution of it. And so, but yeah,
I'm interested to see what happens, honestly.
yeah.
So
I want to see some gameplay before I get any more excited, but this could be the year for Alien to start ramping things back up and get with the franchise.
it
Um,
definitely could. So,
one things I don't think they should do is a Blair Witch reboot.
oh gosh. The first film was revolutionary and
Yeah,
so good. I don't know why you'd make the second one.
well, they did make a second one. It was terrible.
No, I mean like a reboot.
Yeah,
Sorry, that's what I meant, like a reboot of the first one.
like, well, didn't they try to reboot it? Didn't they did a remake a few years ago?
So I was looking it up because I was curious. It includes two sequels, Book of Shadows and Blair Witch.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
originals.
yeah. I don't know as much about this development, but it's just stupid.
Yeah.
It's dumb. I don't
I mean,
like it.
like if they keep the same element of what the original did, maybe this would be cool and change maybe the story aspect up. But the thing is, the first one had so many different like ideas around it. Like the idea of like maybe there wasn't even a witch out there in the first place. Like it was like these two guys actually lured this girl out to kill her. Like that was like one of like the actually theories around this whole entire footage because it's just a lost footage film that someone just came upon, like we're the audience that came upon this footage and we're watching it happen. And so like you don't know what's going on. I don't want them to explain any of that. And that's what Blair Witch 2 did, and it ruined everything. And so,
Yeah, I'm gonna I don't know. I'm one of those people that I'm like, could it be good? Yeah, maybe. But is it needed or necessary?
no,
No.
like a lot of these reboots and remakes that are happening, like The Lion King.
Oh gosh. I
I'm,
don't know. I don't know why they thought that Lion King was a good idea. I really
yeah.
don't. It's just silly.
You know what they should do is make a live action Toy Story. See how that goes. But yeah, I don't know. That's much all that we can really talk about this until we get more.
I'm excited to get more information though, because it'll be really good. I'm very excited.
Yeah,
I think that we're gonna reach a point where I think we're kind of hitting that crux where people are starting to slow down and really reevaluate. Like streaming services are reevaluating. Um, we have a lot of movement in like that Hollywood area of like, is this a worthwhile project? And a lot of the time the answer is no.
yeah. A
So
lot of
I'm
stuff
really
are gonna get
hoping
canceled.
I really hope they take it as like a how do we maximize what we're paying for or
Yeah,
what we're purchasing and creating, and I think it's going to be good. I
yeah,
mean, I'm interested to hear what other people think just in general too of like if you stuck with us this far, by the way, thank you so much. We always love to hear, but I'm curious to hear what people think. I think
yeah.
there's so many different things that are happening in the world, and it'll be cool to see what's next.
Yeah, I mean, like, if a project gets canceled, it's not always a bad thing. It's probably for the best if if the project does get canceled, because it's like most likely it was just going to be a bad thing, like
Yeah,
Batwoman. You remember that? You remember that we were going to get that movie? Ah, gosh, when they showed off that set photo, I was like, oh dear. But yeah. So
yeah,
if they don't think this project is worth the money, cancel it. Do not
I
do it.
agree. And they need to do it sooner rather than later. All the whole switching showrunners and switching actors and
Directors.
directors, and it's just a disaster. It
It's lucky that
usually,
The Jurassic Park movie is just going into production. They're lucky to even do that because they ran into so many issues trying to push that movie out. And so
yeah,
I
we'll
don't know.
see. So
Um,
I'm excited.
yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you for sticking this long for this one.
Yeah,
We had a lot of stuff to dive into. A lot these topics we dived a little bit more deeper into. And honestly, we don't really talk a lot about like numbers on this podcast. So it was like fun to go into that realm and do something a
I
little bit
know.
different.
I can always do it.
Yeah. But yeah, if you guys are still here on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, thank you very much. Like I said, go
Thank
check
you.
out Tyler's prof profile page, link in the description. Also go check out Shaun's channel.
Oh, 100%.
Check out that playlist. Give him subscribe to his channel and all that. And
Both are really solid.
yeah.
So I'm excited. So
But yeah, anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Like always, we'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye, guys.